Hey friends, today let's understand whether the decision of giving home-based occupational therapy for the kids with autism is a wise decision or not. I want to divide this session into home-based occupational therapy sessions, home-based activities, third, sensory integration therapy at home. So let's first talk about home-based occupational therapy sessions. When we say home-based, it means a familiar environment where your child is very comfortable to take the occupational therapy. The decision of taking occupational therapy at home is not a wrong decision. It depends upon the specific customized needs of the child as well as parent and family. There are pros and cons of home-based occupational therapy sessions. I will just put some light into it. The pros, the benefits of taking occupational therapy at home are the therapy sessions are more personalized, more individualized. The parent can fully participate into the session and also helps to give the feedback about the various behaviors which are happening in the home setting to their therapist on day-to-day basis. It becomes very easy to generalize whatever has been taught or whatever your child has learned in occupational therapy session into the daily routine activities then and there in the home setting. There is a flexibility in scheduling the therapy session if the child or the parent or the caretaker is not available. Another point is the traveling cost and traveling time. Parents can always save their time and money if the child is taking occupational therapy sessions at home. But my recommendation is always remember to take occupational therapy at home from a certified occupational therapist who can really evaluate your child after observing your child, after using standardized and non-standardized tests, along with taking or gathering the information from the parent. Now let's talk about home-based activities. So whenever we are talking about giving activities at home, here it is not important that certified occupational therapist has to be there at home or give these sessions, because now we are talking about home-based activities, which means that we are trying to enhance the performance. We are trying to enhance the learning skills of your child. We are trying to enhance various kind of fine motor, gross motor, visual perceptual, then handwriting or ADL skills of your child. When I'm using the word to enhance the performance or learning skills or regulatory skills, it means that we are providing the proper occupational therapy sessions under the certified occupational therapist at particular clinical setting or at the center. And from there, because your occupational therapist is regularly giving occupational therapy sessions to your child, that therapist is responsible to evaluate, to follow up your child, as well as to provide you home-based activities. Now, what are those home-based activities? Those are not very similar to what your therapist is giving at the clinical settings. You as a parent, those activities you have to explore on the basis of the protocols or on the basis of the goals which your occupational therapist has given for you to work with your child in the home settings. For example, if your occupational therapist is working for fine motor skills, gross motor skills, visual perceptual skills, handwriting skills, then play social cognitive skills or activities of daily living skills already at the clinical setting, you have to understand that the activities which are given for the particular reasons with a particular goal has to be given at home with different media. For example, for fine motor skills, your occupational therapist could use a nut and bolt activity at the clinical setting, or different kind of clips at the clinical setup. So how you can enhance the same kind of performance in fine motor at home? You can use the activity, for example, opening and closing of the covers of the bottle, opening and closing of the doorknobs. Make your child learn to lock or unlock the doors, and there are many various other fine motor activities which are not given during the clinical setting, but it can be easily given by the parents at home. So all these, the example of fine motor I have given to you, there are various examples which you can compare, talk and plan with your occupational therapist and transit all those activities at home as well. Now let's talk about sensory integration therapy. So from my end, my dear friends, there is a big no for sensory integration therapy at home, and I can give you the reasons for that. First of all, sensory integration therapy, the term itself is very much clear that it's a kind of a therapy which is given to optimize the sensory level of your child. I hope you all understand that your child is facing some of the sensory processing difficulties where he or she is not able to regulate the sensory input in the environment. And to optimize these sensory input, this sensory processing skills, we are using sensory integration therapy. It involves lots of effort as well as the cost to bring about such gadgets at home. Second thing is, whatever swings or different kind of mats, different kind of sensory textures, sensory music, sensory lights which you are using, maybe initially you'll feel that this is the right way to give sensory integration to your child, but it's not. The actual fact is, when your child is taking sensory integration therapy at clinical setting or inside the sensory integration setup by an occupational therapist, your therapist is always there to follow up and understand various domains, various difficulties faced by your child, for which either your child is overreactive or sometimes underreactive, sometimes overwhelmed with the sensory inputs which you are giving as the untrained professional in sensory integration, and that too in the home setup. So my recommendation is always that whenever it's about self-regulatory skills, it's about optimization of sensory inputs, it's about balancing the inputs coming into the brain of your child, whenever it's about balancing the overloading or underloading of your child, proper sensory integration by a certified occupational therapist has to be given in a clinical setup. So I hope, my friends, my dear parents, that you are able to understand that what is home-based occupational therapy session, what is home-based activities, and what is sensory integration therapy. Many times you have heard the word sensory diet or sensory play. I am not saying no to use sensory play at home, sensory textures at home, sensory different kind of sensory toys at home. But when it comes about the sequence of giving sensory stimulatory or inhibitory activities for your child for a particular period of time, almost 45 minutes to 1 hour, I would highly recommend to take the recommendation and to take the recommendation from your occupational therapist and use the clinical setup where the sensory integration modules are supported in that particular clinical setup. Thank you so much.